Rick Sassman here with Century 21 Affiliated. That is Scott Swinford with Hancock Mortgage, and this is another episode of Mortgage Tip Monday. Wow, we are in an interesting time right now, aren't we, Scott?
Interesting? Is that the word you're using?
I'm going to use interesting because, I'm going to say positive on this.
It is a very interesting time that we're in right now, actually. But yes, being nice using the word interesting. Yeah, so it's a little bit goofy, but you know what? The cool thing is, in all honesty, is that we're still selling houses.
Yes.
Houses are still selling. We've got offers coming in. We do have houses on the market. So real estate maybe slowed down a little bit, but I can tell you what, it's not because of what's going on. I think you probably see the same thing we do too, is, some folks took their houses off the market. You guys as agents are doing different things. We'll have to talk about that
Yep.
in a minute, but we're still getting offers in. I got 2 in last week, 3 in last week, and another one probably coming in today.
Mm-hmm.
So it's business as usual for the most part.
Yeah, we're still closing houses. We're considered essential because, there's a financial element to this, and financial institutions are essential in the state of Indiana. And I'm a licensed professional, which is considered essential. So we can write offers. We can go see homes. In fact, probably Friday, I'm going to be going and listing a house in Greenwood. So if anybody knows anybody that needs a house in Greenwood, let me know. So, but yeah, other than that, things are different, but they're the same. They're the same as in we're still getting loans closed. We're still making home buyers and sellers both happy. But the market has shrunk a lot. The amount of properties coming live every day is not what they should be this time of year. But everything is suggesting, whether you're looking at from experts to people that are just looking to sell their home, they're all waiting for this to end. So I'm thinking we're going to have a really condensed spring season. Instead of it being 3-4 months long, we're going to have a 1.5 month long spring season, and it's going to be insane. You're going to see a lot of houses coming out of the market and a lot of buyers coming out. So because not just that, everybody's at home looking at the MLS portal that I send them, or some other websites, and they're browsing for homes right now, and they're just waiting for this to get over to pull the trigger.
I think what we're seeing is that there's going to be a lot of pent up demand.
Yeah.
Some of the builders are slowing down. My brother works for a company that provides construction materials to builders.
Mm-hmm.
He said a lot of these guys are not out on sites. So now we're going to have the homes that would be out there. And we've been, Rich, you know how it is. It's been pretty tight anyway. The inventory's been pretty low. So now we're taking these...
For about 2 years.
And, yeah. Now the new construction's slowing down in some places. Not all, not everywhere. But it is slowing down a little bit. I think the biggest thing that people are worried about right now is not only the virus, but the effects of the virus. We have people that are getting laid off, that are being furloughed, that are losing their jobs temporarily, or being cut back in hours. I think that scares people. I think it really does. And you know what? Honestly, it scares me because I don't want to see anybody in that position. Certainly, I think we talked offline. My wife got furloughed. Mm-hmm. She works for one of the boats here, and so they're not sure. They may be April 30th going back, which is okay.
Yeah.
So
better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna make, those people that have been off a little bit. Once we get them back, I think they're probably going to make some exceptions as far as time off. If you drew unemployment, there's some benefits. I know the agents have some opportunities out there through the Small Business Administration.
Mm-hmm.
Some other folks do. So there's a lot of good things that the government is doing, I think, to help kind of ease the pain here a little bit.
Yes.
With what's going on. I foresee once this breaks, it's going to be like releasing the floodgates. I think it's going to be crazy. There are a couple things that concern me a little bit. And, when I said the government's jumping in to help, and they are, or at least they're attempting to. So,
and we've seen an unprecedented amount of help out there from whether it's private companies to the government stepping in and doing the right things. We talked off camera about one of my credit cards is doing things that I never expected, never wanted, but they're doing it, and I'm grateful. And along with uh, the government now is stepping in, and hopefully there's some good news, and I think that's what you're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, well, I think there is a lot of good news. But you know what? Let's segue away from that for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you talked about with your credit card company, though, and I know, like for example, in Crown Point, they've been advertising on one of the Facebook pages there that people are donating food and items and things that folks need. So if they can't get out, they'll even deliver it to them. So
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot more of the community coming together to help each other out, and that makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
It does. There's so many local businesses around here. We've been trying to support as many as we can while still trying to be safe and not going out at everyone. But we've been to like Batista's Pizza in Crown Point. They've been fantastic, and just all the other small restaurants around here. Doing contactless. People haven't brainstormed. Okay, how do we do this? And then they're getting it done. That's the American spirit right there. That just is getting in there and just let's do this for the community. Let's make sure our workers can work as much as possible. It may not be normal, but we're going to try to make everybody worth it and trying to. I hope everybody's throwing out a little bit bigger tips than usual to these guys because they don't know if they're going to be able to work for the rest of this COVID or if they're going to be shut down next week. Who knows? They're at the governor's whim, basically. So help these hourly workers out.
And it's tough for small businesses anyway. So absolutely, try to do as much as you can. But even the person to person, not including the businesses. Mm-hmm. I've seen people say, hey, you know what? If you need toilet paper or you need this or you need that, and we've got it, let us know. We'll drop it off on your porch for you.
Exactly.
So just the communities coming together as individuals and as businesses, which is nice to go up a little bit. Now the federal government, they've been throwing money out there hand over fist, mm-hmm. and I appreciate what they're trying to do. But the idea is they're trying to do everything they can to continue to stimulate the economy, to help people who would be off work. It's not their fault, obviously. It's not your fault that the housing industry has gone down. It's not my fault. But what part of it is it's a side effect of what the government has done to help the people who are suffering from the coronavirus. They have, they started with the idea of allowing people to go into a forbearance. Mm-hmm. And that forbearance thing is going to, and we talked a little bit about this offline too, is it could very well hurt some folks.
Yes.
But on two angles, One, from your end, let's say you've got a $1,200 a month house payment. So you could call your lender up or your servicer, the person who you send your check to and who's servicing the loan for you. And mind you, they don't normally, a few of them do, but they don't normally own the loan. The loan is just, it's like a Ginsu knife. It's sliced and diced and chopped and put into bond funds and your retirement accounts, and mutual funds, and all kinds of places. The servicer is actually the one that collects the money for it. Mm-hmm. And what's happening is when they started talking about this forbearance and saying, okay, you can skip your payments. Now, it's not that it's not due and it's not a deferral like a student loan would be.
Yeah.
This is forbearance. So let's say you decide you're going to skip, starting April 1st, you're going to skip 6 payments. And now you got a payment due October 1. Okay, that would be your 7th payment. If you're paying $1,200 a month, October 1, you owe $8,400.
Woo!
Right? All they're doing is they're forbearing. They're allowing you not to make the payments, but when that time is up, it's due. Now,
yes,
there are a couple options out there that they're throwing out on the table that may help, and some of it has to be up to the servicer. So your servicer may decide, hey, Rich, you know what? If you can't afford the $8,400 today, because that's when it's due, mm-hmm. today, October 1st, then we may allow you to spread this out over a year.
Yep.
So you've got $8,400 divided by 12, $700 a month. Okay. On top of your $1,200 you're going to pay anyway. So now your mortgage payment is $1,900 a month for the next year. How comfortable are you going to be with that?
A lot of people are not going to be comfortable at all.
It's going to be difficult. So when we say you should really try to make your mortgage payment if you can, absolutely try to make your mortgage payment if at all possible. Now there is some talk out there about allowing them to go on the government loans, like FHA, for example, to take that money, that $8,400, make it as a forgivable second that's attached to the second lien position to the back of your current loan.
Yep.
So when you go to pay it off, you'll have to pay it off then. If you sell your home, you would have to pay it off then. But it may not be, and they're talking interest-free deferral, again, for the amount that you were in forbearance with. But we don't know what that's going to happen. There is no guarantee of that. That's just something that they're currently discussing right now.
Yep.
So just understand, until we know for sure, keep making those payments. But the other thing that's happened more on the servicer side, and I think we described it to you, imagine that I own a really big apartment building, Rich, and you're my superintendent. Mm-hmm. So your job is to collect the rents, you do all the maintenance, you do all those other things, and you're just like a servicer, kind of in the mortgage industry. So you collect the rents, and then I get a certain amount of it, and whatever is left is yours. And so you're sort of bonused on how well you do collecting the rents and keeping the tenants in and things. So now these tenants come up and they say, hey, Rich, the government said that since I'm furloughed, I don't have to make my payments for the next 6 months. So what are you going to do? You're going to beat it out with them? You're going to make them pay? You really can't. So on about the 5th of the month, or like today, because the 5th was a holiday, I'll come up to you and say, hey, Rich, I need all my rents. And your response might be, well, I don't have them. People haven't given me the rent. Or we're only at about 50% of what I normally get. And my response to the servicer, these are folks that own the loans now, the response to the servicer would be, it's not my problem, Rich. You need to give me the money that you owe me.
Yep.
So, and I want it today. So what's happening essentially in the industry is these servicers are getting scared. Like, we might lose money. And as a part of that, then they're starting to be really, really cautious who they lend to. We've already got people that are in loans. It's not a lot we can do with. But going forward, we're going to start looking at things like credit scores, debt-to-income ratios, their ability to pay, and it's going to get tougher.
Yes.
And then they're going to start raising interest rates, and they're going to make it more difficult for folks to get loans, even at those rates.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's kind of what's going on right now. Is for now, the servicers are saying, yeah, we'll make you the loan, but it's going to cost you. Okay. And that's going to price some people out of the market. So for someone who might have marginal credit, who might have higher debt-to-income ratios, it's going to be tough. We used to be able to go down to 580 on FHA. Last week, early in the week, they came out and said minimum of 620. Later in the week, it's 640. I had heard that one of the major lenders, some stagecoach group, I'm not going to mention their names, has said that their minimum credit score right now is 680. I don't know that for sure. I haven't seen the exact on that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that came across the board, because the lending industry is worried about risk, and that's really what it boils down to.
Well, they're worried about defaults just like back in 2008. They're trying to prevent them from taking a bath like they did back then. Even though yes, people are out of work right now, but it's a completely different situation. People aren't in over the head by choice. They're over their head because of COVID. I mean, there's no. Yeah, it's insane, but there's an unprecedented amount of help out there. If you need help with finances, as in figuring out who to contact or anything, feel free to message us. We'll let you know. Okay, you're having a hard time with your mortgage payment. Well, we can help you get your words together. That way, when you make the call to your servicer, that you're not going to sound like idiot. Like I get afraid of calling some of these people going, hey, yeah, we got a problem here. What can we do? And you know what? All these phone centers that are taking these calls for mortgage, credit cards, whatever, they're hearing the same story, so they know exactly what to do. So if you just talk with them, they're more than happy to work things out with you, because last thing they want you to do is to default on loans, credit cards, and stuff like that. So everybody's out there wanting to work with you.
We're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we are doing now is to help out our borrowers is, we've had some folks, and not me personally, that had lower credit score borrowers that were ready to close. But I've seen it. We had one that 3 weeks ago was fine. 632 credit score, 52% back end ratio.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bit high, but it's okay for FHA. So we had an approval on it. Not a big deal. I ran it through last week, and no, it's no go anymore. So what we have done is the company has sort of an affiliate relationship, I guess, if you will, with a gentleman that owns a credit repair company.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's done is he's offered to, with our client's permission, obviously, we would talk to him about this, but he said, go ahead and send me the credit report, and let me take a look at what we can do to help them get their scores up. If we need to get them over 660 and or to 642, sometimes there are things that can be done. And and in fact, we talked the other day, I learned some things that I didn't know, because the credit business is constantly changing. So there are some ways to do that. A lot of them are just bringing down the balance on the credit card, but there are some other things too.
Yep.
Talking about the type of credit that you have. So he said, you know what, we can do? We'll help you out. There's no charge for that. We'll send it to him. We'll see if we can get a few more points. We have something within our credit. The company we use to pull credit, excuse me, his allergies are the murder.
COVID.
No, yeah, I hope not. Of course, I've been doing this for 6 months, so
yeah, that's true. That's true.
One of the first people who had it, is that when on the company we use, when we get a credit score, like it'll say 670 plus 22. And there's a way to run it through the system there where it says that this is what you need to do, and you may be able to get up to 22 points. And it'll tell you exactly what to do. So you have this balance on this credit card, pay it down to this, do that. So we're looking at that a little bit more. I've used that in the past a little bit, but there's some things that we can do. But it has to be, normally it's just we're trying to get a few points out of it. If we need more points, then we can work with this company, this credit repair company, and see if they have any ideas to do it. But it's just an additional service that we're offering to our borrowers, and particularly the ones that we have that are in the process now that might have been qualified 3 or 4 weeks ago that aren't, because we want to do what we can to get them qualified.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is all temporary until lending institutions decide that, you know what, we're safe now, everybody's back on track. Okay, we're going to get rid of some of this craziness.
Absolutely. And, I can tell you historically, every time we've looked at something like this, there's always been a little bit of a downturn during this in the housing market.
Mm-hmm.
But every time, whether it had been SARS, housing crisis in 2008, no matter what's happened historically, the housing market has always taken a little hit, but it's gone up tremendously after that. So the housing market has always increased. And I don't see housing values going down now. This is not the same thing that we went through in 2008. No. And how the housing market drives the economy. So the government's going to do everything they can to stimulate the economy to keep this from getting any worse. But it's not that there were housing issues now that caused the economy to break down, the stock market to break down, us potentially go into a recession. It's the fact that it's the virus. And if we do go into a recession, just understand that typically in every recession, interest rates have gone down, and it's been a great opportunity for refinances.
Exactly. Yeah, there's smart people, smart investors look at downturns in the economy and find the potential for success. That's
And
I would love to be in a fly on the wall in Warren Buffett's office right now to see what he's doing, because he's gonna find success out of this, because when stocks go down, he knows one to buy and stuff like that. And when things go down, interest rates are going down, and you're going to be able to get more house for your money now, potentially.
I can tell you, there are going to be. I'm already making plans for when things start moving forward of what stocks we're buying and where we're putting retirement account money into, because the market has been hit so hard. And if you think now where you look, I think last time I looked, the Dow was up 1,200 points or whatever. Don't let that fake you out. That does not mean that the market as a whole is moving up. It means they're having a decent day.
Yeah, I mean, and
once this is over, Rich, I'm telling you, there's some opportunities out there for you to make some really big money, but making good decisions. Because what's going on now is not indicative of what the market's doing. It's indicative of traders being scared.
Yep. Yeah, and it's just that's why I haven't even checked my retirement accounts yet. When I re-upped them over the winter, end of December, I put a little bit more in some aggressive markets. So I'm choosing not to look at that stuff until all this pans out and we get back to normal.
Are you, I've heard people say, "Oh, I've lost so much money." Are you planning to withdraw from your retirement account anytime within the next year?
Nope.
Because if you're not, you didn't lose any money.
No, exactly.
You didn't lose. And if you're continuing to invest into it, now you're buying more of the shares of the mutual funds or the stocks that you like at a lower price.
Exactly. And last time I checked, I'm not retiring anytime soon. So
it's all paper losses.
No, yeah, it's just you start. It's like going to the casino. The money that you want's not yours until you cash out. So it's just clay chips until then.
Absolutely. No, and that's exactly what it is. So, I'm glad we got a chance to do this here today. We didn't get an opportunity last week just because of everything that was going on.
We're still trying to figure everything out, and we still are at this time.
Exactly. Well, and things are changing every day, but I can tell you from working in the office here, having a TV on kind of low in the background and sort of watching just as the headlines roll across, they've been really worried about the death toll, the coronavirus going up, and it looks like it's starting to kind of level off there a little bit. So even though they've been saying that this week and next week are probably the worst weeks we're ever going to have, they're saying that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And listening to some of the folks talk, especially like Andrew Cuomo from New York, is saying that hey, maybe this is kind of a good thing. Maybe it's not as bad as it was. He'd never admit that he's not Chicken Little, but maybe we're heading in the right direction here. And I think that's going to make some people more comfortable. But no matter what happens, I can say, however long this takes, it's going to be rough for a little bit. But we're going to come out the other end. We're still going to build equity in properties. When this is over, interest rates potentially could be the lowest we've ever seen.
We were saying that before this. That's the crazy thing about all of this.
It is. Now again, my crystal ball is crap. So I'm listening to what some of the other soothsayers say, because there are some people out there that I really trust, and I absolutely believe in what they're saying.
Absolutely,
because they've got a great track record. But however long this takes, let's just try to get through it. And I know I talk about it all the time, but stay at home, stay away from crowds, cover your cough, wash your hands, do all those things, because that's going to help us get through this faster. And the faster we can get through it, the faster we're going to get back to that new normal, and we are going to be rewarded for it.
Yep. I mean, just enjoy your time with your family right now. I know Scott and I, we don't get to spend that much time during the spring season at home. So, yes, small doses are probably better than big doses that we're getting. But, enjoy this because before you know it, as soon as we get the all clear, everything's going to get back to normal pretty fast. And uh, we're going to be working our butts off to make sure our clients get in the best homes and get their refinancing, whatever, done in a timely manner. So, um, yeah, other than that, if you want to hit the ground running as soon as this is all over, feel free to message me and I'll start sending you a client portal for the MLS and you can see all the houses coming on the market. That way, as soon as we get the all clear and you're comfortable going out, we can go see houses and we can go put an offer in and beat out the pent up demand that it's already going to be. So,
It's going to happen. And that's great advice, Rich, because we know it's going to happen.
mm-hmm. It's just a matter of when.
It has to happen. We are going to see that pent-up demand. It is going to happen. Once this is over, the floodgates are going to open. So at least be the ducklets up front in this little race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
prepared and ready to go.
Yeah,
and if it requires us getting all your docs and getting you pre-approved, so that when this happens, we can go out and see a house you like, put an offer in on it, and submit a pre-approval with it because we've done all the work on the back end. Before this, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get you in a position where you're ready to buy, because Rich is ready to show you houses as soon as we're able.
Yeah, and I am still showing houses, but with conditions. I want to make sure that we're not going into like a family's home or something like that, just in case we're carrying it. So if it's a vacant home, I'm more than happy to show it to you with proper social distancing. But I'm trying not to go into people's houses that they're actively living in because you just never know, and I don't want to be the carrier and hurt somebody because I wasn't feeling bad, but I was carrying it. So, which is one of the big problems of this is a lot of people who get infected don't show more than sniffles, and they're still going out to the grocery store and whatnot. So that's the biggest problem with it. So,
you can even be contagious before you show those signs. So, in a prime example for me, I'm not real worried about getting it because we're not going out that much. My family and I, we're good. We've got everything we need here. I go to the yard. Again, I'm an essential employee. I go to the office once in a while. But I don't interact with a lot of folks.
Yeah, how many people are in your office? It's you.
So I can sneak in and out without ever having to contact anybody.
Man, that must be great.
But and that's the positive thing. The downside thing is, though, that my wife's mom and dad are still local here, and they're a little bit older, and they've got some health conditions. So if I inadvertently brought something home and then gave it to my wife or my son, who takes things over there to them, that could be a problem.
Exactly.
Not only if they give that to my in-laws, but even if they didn't give it to my in-laws, but even if nobody here locally was able to go to the store and buy things for them that they need, and that would be a little bit of a problem too. So we're taking it easy, dude. I got to tell you, man, I can't think of the last time that my whole family has been together for 2 or 3 weeks like this. Usually, when the wife gets some time off, they're off on vacation, or one of the kids are in school or whatever. So it's been different having the 4 of us home all the time.
I was about to say, has one of your sons made a bowling alley down the hallway yet?
Yeah, they're doing WWE in the living room.
Well, WrestleMania was this past weekend, right?
Yes, so they had to get the package to watch it because it's free for 30 days, and we cancel that on them.
Hey, but it's free WrestleMania.
Yeah, it kept them out of trouble let them flopping around on the floor together. But you know what? It's getting where folks maybe who weren't interacting before are now, they're forced to be together and get it out, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
No. But the one thing I do have to say, I never thought I would say this in my entire life. I'm pretty sure the kid inside of me is going to punch me or kick me or something, but I don't know how much more TV I can watch. I man, like we have all the streaming services and whatnot. It's just man, just sitting on the couch and watching TV. It's like, oh man, I just miss going out and doing things. But I know that just stay put.
I don't watch much. I like the DVR programs that are on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm up to about 103 episodes of Emergency that I have yet to watch.
Boy, you and my dad would get along famously because he watches that on like Me TV all the time.
There you go. See, we binge watching Roy and Johnny, or Johnny Gage and Roy DeSoto.
Yeah. I think my dad right now, he's a huge James Bond fan, and if you have Comcast, you get what's that channel, Flicks, for free, and they put all the James Bond movies up there for free in 4K. So I'm sure he's going through all that right now. So,
Peace.
but yeah, it's just a crazy time. Let us know in the comments what you guys are doing to pass the time at home. Whether it's just you and your wife, like my wife and I are, or if you have a family at home, I want to know what all your ideas are. I know one of my friends from high school, him and his wife, they created a skee ball game out of cardboard packages from Amazon for their little toddler. So that was kind of cool to see. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot of yard work done. I know that much. So
yeah, and Rich, like I said, there's a lot of folks that have got kind of the Chicken Little mentality right now. The sky is falling. This is so horrible, and I'm not trying to take that away from anybody, because some families who have family members who are sick, who've lost family members for this, that's absolutely true. But as long as we're taking care of each other, as long as we're taking care of ourselves, we're staying at home, we're practicing the social distancing and things.
mm-hmm.
We're going to get through this, and I promise you, we're going to be rewarded once we get through it with the real estate market.
Yeah.
Not only interest rates, but home values are going to continue to go up.
Yeah, what I keep telling my wife is, hey, this is short-term pain for long-term gain here. If everybody bunkers down and stays safe and stays home, and the curve's going to flatten and nobody's going to pass it on. I already know way too many people that have been affected by COVID this year, and it just is insane. So I'm taking it to heart. Stay home. Go out only if it's a bare necessity. I mean, it's just all of those Lori Lightfoot memes that you're seeing on Facebook. I love it. Stay home. All right, then we're going to go outside. Nope. So just do that. You have no excuse to have your house in perfect condition, your yard in perfect condition by the time all this is over. So I shouldn't see one weed in my yard by the time this is over.
There you go.
So
no, we always need to look for the positive in everything that happens. So.
Exactly. So I believe this is officially our longest Mortgage Tip Monday. If you guys want us to cover anything next week, feel free to message us. If you guys have any questions, concerns, anything, message us anytime. I know my cell phone's on Facebook. Feel free to give me a call, text me, whatever. Yeah, and shoot. If you have any ideas for next week, we would love to go over whatever ideas you have, whether it's guest appearance or something by a nurse or a doctor or something about hygiene. That would be awesome too. So, but anything goes. It's we're in quarantine. That's what it's all about. Try to have fun, pass the time, and pass along some great information to you guys. Other than that, Scott, what? So you're watching Emergency tonight? Is that your big game plan?
It came with 100 and some hours worth. I'm watching Emergency the rest of the week.
The paramedic in you just loves it, right?
I tell you what. Yeah, there's a reason that my son's name is Gage.
Yeah,
he was named after Johnny Gage. But Yes, but in all honesty, I've been busy. I've been in the office since 8 o'clock this morning, working on it. I've still got a couple hours left to go. So I watch some streaming videos, whether it's Emergency or St. Elsewhere, or um, I think I've got the whole season of New Amsterdam that I haven't watched. I'm a couple of episodes into that.
I enjoyed New Amsterdam. That's one of the shows I watch. I'm all caught up on that one.
I'm not, so don't no season alerts. I'm like series, I think episode 7 this season.
Okay, yeah, it's going to start getting pretty good for you. That's all I'm going to say.
I was looking for something fun to watch, and so far the first couple episodes really didn't. I wouldn't call them fun.
Yeah. There's definitely some downer episodes. They're kind of make you sad, but there's some really good ones for you.
Yeah, there's a few in it, but you know what? Once again, it's all going to get better.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit of short-term pain, long-term gain. So yeah, I'm working. We're doing a lot of stuff. It actually has been very busy. We've got a lot of folks who are looking at refinances.
Well, I'm watching Homeland right now. So nice. I'm on like season 3 of 7 right now. So it's gonna take me some time, but I'm enjoying it so far. So
good.
But
that's the thing. Take some time to yourself. I know a lot of folks work all the time. Now might be that when you have to take a little bit of time for yourself, do the things you need to do the things you want to do. Even for yourself, I know you're probably working on your working more on your business than in your business, with a little bit of downtime. But all that does is it helps your clients better when things start moving forward again. So.
I definitely found some new client success programs that I'm going to be implementing that I just love. It's going to cost me more money, but all the benefits go to the client. It's so great to see this stuff. I can't wait to start rolling it out. So I got my green screen behind me and everything, and I'm going to start shooting some videos in the next couple days. Once we start seeing some an end in sight to this, I'm going to start rolling all that stuff out. So be on the lookout for that. Yep. So I'm excited that everybody's acting like humans and being compassionate to everyone. Like that's my favorite thing that I'm seeing about this. I can't get tired of positive Facebook posts that I see out there. I love them. So. But other than that, we are rolling up to 38 minutes, so I think it's time to cut this short. Or cut it long or whatever.
Yeah, I got some work to do.
So, all right, that is Scott Swinford with Hancock Mortgage Partners. I'm Rich Sassman with Century 21. I hope everybody has a great rest of your Monday. See you next Monday.
Take care, folks.
Take care.